This level up you just experienced is about to have you feeling very serious about your goals and your next steps in life and what you want to be doing next. This kind of coincides with Saturn shifting into Aries in the next couple days, so that could be significant for some of you. But a lot of you, like I said in a previous reading, this has a lot to do with your confidence. Is that it's not that you don't have the materials that you need, it's just that how are you utilizing what you already have and using it to like your best advantage, that kind of thing. You can head over to the Astra app and you can ask, what is the best way for me to find work-life balance? This will give it to you based off of your birth chart. For me, it obviously says where I'm a Virgo sun, that I have a tendency to overwork and that I need to find balance with my Libra Venus. And it suggests me balancing or like finding a way to create space between where I work and what else I do, especially because I work from home, that kind of thing. So you can go there to ask for what recommendations they may have, because this is going to be very serious for you with this upcoming transition you're experiencing. Is that, yeah, this is actually leading to a victory. Is that, like I had said in a previous reading, is that it's not that you necessarily need more, where you had kind of a skewed perspective of what was needed, where you thought like if I had more money, if I had more resources, this and that, like I could do things differently, and that you're starting to see that it's not necessarily that. It's just how you're approaching your current situation. You're starting to see like, well, I do have everything I need. It's just not the ideal form, but I can make things happen with the money I have, with the resources I have, all of that. And this is leading you to a victory, but it's going to have you feeling very serious about what it is that you may have been overlooking in your life. And this is your sign not to get down on yourself and not beat yourself up, but use this energy as the catalyst to keep you moving, to create what's coming next. Because you do have the ability to start a new cycle, but you also have the option to repeat something here if you have a tendency to beat yourself up. But what's also coming through here is sort of like that suggestion that I received, is there is a tendency to overwork here, and that can be why you start like looking to the external world, like if I only had this, it's because you're starting to feel burnt out. So instead of just letting yourself rest, it just turns into this like dragged out thing, where you start to think that you need more, you need things outside of yourself. That's just a sign of like your mental, like your brain is just saying it needs a break. That it's when you can't see any more options, it's time for you to rest. And that's what you need to work on with this next season. That's going to be part of your victory, is that clear divide between work and rest, and having very specific set times every single day for that there needs to be a replenishing activity. I know I've spoken to this in previous readings, but there needs to be a replenishing activity for what you do, especially if you're in a creative field. You need to have something that's completely separate, that isn't based on any form of perfectionism. It's just your brain is allowed to air itself out. But that can happen where you start to see your productivity decline when you're not giving yourself enough rest. That's when like the doom scrolling, the anxiety, all of that can happen. And you end up seeing that your progress gets slowed more than had you just taken a day to rest, or if you just taken that hour out of your day to rest. That rest time of you doing something to just let your brain air out is going to replenish you more than just like multiple days of you like running on fumes. And that's what you're being guided to see, is that it's these slowdowns that you experience, that it's not you like doing something wrong, it's just you ignoring your body's signals to slow down and relax. And so you have to get serious about your relaxation in this next phase of your life, because you're going to be ramped up. Your goals are going to become a lot more clear, and like I said, you're going to be able to see how everything you have can be utilized towards this main goal. Yeah, you're leaving this behind, this mentality of like the universe has been offering something to you, you've just been ignoring it, but it's because you've been too burnt out to take the cup that's being handed to you. And that's where you have to prioritize rest, because you start to want things that are outside of your realm. You're like, oh, if I had this much money, then I could do this freely, when it's like, no, if you just used your circumstances creatively, you could also get the same result. But you can't see that if you're too tired to make that happen. That it takes a lot of creativity and mental energy to be able to harness your circumstances that way. So you have to be very intentional with your rest, so that you don't overlook what's in front of you anymore, because it's going to end up holding you back more than it is to just like recover. So if you've been feeling like your recovery time has been a lot, yeah, take the time to nurture yourself and pour into yourself. Because you are being asked to kind of pick a lane here. Is that the old version of you is one who runs himself into the ground and then takes a long time to recover and then gets back up and starts the whole process over again. Or you can be the person that just adds that balance to every bit of their life every single day, that it's, oh, if I'm feeling a little tired, I'm going to go take a nap, instead of doom scrolling, that kind of thing. Because it's, your brain will find ways to feel productive that can be like scrolling, because then you're taking information and you feel like, oh, well, I'll find something that I can apply to this. Just take that time to let your brain breathe. Yeah, because you're ending up, this is like a win at all cost mentality. You end up losing something that's important to you in the process of you fighting yourself. So stop fighting yourself, pour into yourself, because that's going to be very important with this next season. And you'll find that the universe will equally pour into you, that it's not going to feel like a loss. The amount of time you take to rest is going to give back to you exponentially. So if this resonates with you, let me know. All of my services are linked in my bio, and if you become a paid subscriber to my Substack, you get 20% off all of my Etsy readings in perpetuity. The discount code is in my chat feature.